Welcome back to a new episode of a new series. Today we're going to begin a series of videos where I power scale and list off scenarios of some of our favorite cartoon giants. Now, just like the original Unveiled series, the only proper first cartoon to introduce is the Secret Saturdays. Because today, we'll be asking exactly how powerful is Zack Saturday. First, if you haven't, go watch the Secret Saturdays playlist I've compiled to get you up to date on events in the story of Secret Saturdays. Anywho, Zack is Kur, the reincarnated god of cryptids from ancient Sumerian legend. Kur has been widely sought after in the Secret Saturdays universe, basically forging the entire first season until the end of all, Zack being Kur himself. The last known incarnation of Kur was speculated to be in the form of a dragon, and after being defeated by the warrior king Gilgamesh, Kur's essence was scattered and hid within a stone till a millennia later to be the catalyst to Zack's In the Womb power-up. Zack Saturday's power comes from his status as Kur. It influences cryptids to do things Zack wants them to do, in a basic sense. Cryptids are unidentified animals that elude discovery, examples being things like the evidence-supported Mothman, whose statements claim was seen near the Fukushima reactor during the original meltdown in Japan, or Bigfoot, or any variant like the Yeti or Sasquatch, etc. Cryptids all have a unique host of abilities, some so massive they dwarf any creature in our real-life world, some merely urban legends personified. Zack Saturday basically has control of all these things that go bump in the night. However, I'm not sure if his abilities work on just in general animals or only cryptids. It'd be kind of cool though. So you see, in general, Zack influences cryptids but cannot completely remove their free will, which, as I stated in a previous video, such as with Vivi Argos's entire cryptid army, a fair portion of the world's cryptids must believe in destroying humanity, like for example the Naga people's prophecy and how they expect Kur to lead them to basically world domination. Zack's power, however, can be boosted by mystic energy and energy found in ancient artifacts or old ruins, such as the Amarok's tomb, I believe that was in Alaska. And for the case of artifacts, the Hand of Sul'Kalu, his signature weapon that dons his staff, the Claw. Zack was born with his powers but only mastered them towards the end of the series, being able to control any cryptid and control cryptids all around the world towards the final episode. Some would even say, even with the handicap of only being able to influence them, that Zack would still be able to achieve a global level assault. Now, some of the creatures Zack could deploy are beyond our human defense measures, honestly. Zack can control several disaster level cryptids, and it's honestly what I'd say is Zack's biggest strengths: his ability to summon a de facto army and subsequently lay siege at multiple strategic points across the globe. Now, like I said at the series beginning, Zack could control all cryptids, and he had to look them in the eyes to do so. It's shown later in the series that Zack has grown stronger, as he can now force cryptids under his control without even looking at them. Amongst the cryptids of this world, Zack has several he could call upon in a battle situation. The Kumari Kingdom Guardian Serpent comes to mind. Massive sea serpents that pull the entire kingdom of Kumari, reported to be 600 feet tall. These serpents are almost twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. Now let that just fully sink in. As shown in War of the Cryptids episode, Zack can employ the help of multiple Jushin Uo, which are actually based on the legendary Minokawa from South American mythology. These creatures top in at around 80 feet tall and are capable of digging massive underground tunnels, which can lead to sinkholes and massive cave-ins on a citywide scale. They have even and also served as an incredible subterranean form of transport. These are just some of the supersized beasts Zack could invade with an army of Amarok, werewolf-like beasts that dwarf human physiques in terms of power. He could let loose thousands of cryptids, ranging from small creatures that could swarm the enemy, as well as massive winged beasts that make an air assault nigh impossible. Zack can not only summon but coordinate all of these creatures at once, while having adept knowledge of hand-to-hand combat, as he's shown during his battle with Argos and from his training with his father Doc. Zack is shown to have an incredibly fast-moving mind, often paired with his incredible agility that is surprising for a prepubescent boy, but you know, cartoons. Anyway, although Zack's powers allow him to siege the planet, it can't be forgotten that Zack has to control and instruct each cryptid. The mental toll of this must be immense, which showcases that even though Zack is a mere child, his mental faculties have to be that of at least a war general. Now, when it comes to hand-to-hand capability, Zack has been shown, even without the help of cryptids, being quite above human level. In terms of durability, Zack has been thrown into concrete walls by Argos, which shattered. He survived direct cannon fire exploding next to him, and he has even taken direct hits from cryptids that could destroy buildings like the volcanic lizard men. I forget their actual name. If that's not enough to confirm his inhuman durability, Zack has survived blows from Fiskerton, who, although unconscious, clearly wasn't limiting his force as he threw a grown man as well. Fisk was able to casually toss Ronnie Nagi like a sack of potatoes, whom I'd assume has to weigh at least a ton, and Zack has even matched strengths with his main villain Argos, who's literally the abominable snowman. Speaking of which, we'll have to scale Zack to his main villain to truly understand how amazing this young man is. Now, Vivi Argos is the literal Yeti. Argos, even though appearing as a weak and feeble old man, is the scourge of the Himalayan mountains. For years, Argos attacked and killed various travelers in the mountains, ripped the Blackwell family, revealing his true form. It explains how Argos was able to easily match Fiskerton's strength at different times, or toss characters like Doyle or Doc with a flick of his wrist. Though we can't confirm, we'll at least theorize Argos is stronger than your average primate. For Zack to remotely be able to resist Argos, that shows that he has to be borrowing the power of his cryptids, or perhaps his body is tempered to withstand the strain of cryptid control, or he's an anime protagonist, because man, those kids are always jacked. When it comes to cartoons, however, we have a lot of inconsistency with scaling individual speed. It's been shown that Zack is fast enough to dodge Van Rook's Gauntless Blast as well as Doyle's. Now, I'm not sure if their gauntlets fire actual laser fire, which would make them the speed of light, as those lasers don't really emit any form of burning or combustion, but with several examples of Zack dodging, we'll at least say coupled with the explosive force and the speed of the shot Van Rook fired at an Amarok tomb, Zack demonstrates at the least the speed of sound capabilities. Now that I'm thinking about it, this laser can't be laser based. If we look closely, when Doyle or Van Rook fires, we find shell casings being dispensed. So we can conclude it's not lasers for now. So for Zack to be dodging gunfire, he'd have to be able to move at a minimum of 160 miles per hour, the speed of an airliner taking off. To be able to move his body the minimum required distance, we'll estimate at about 1 foot to dodge a shot from Van Rook's blaster, and that's assuming theirs is like a standard munition, because it looks like whatever they're shooting packs a punch. Perhaps one of Zack's most impressive speed feats is that after being thrown into a trash can by another Bigfoot-like cryptid, Zack is left stranded on a train track and manages to dodge a bullet train just in the nick of time. The Japanese bullet train has a usual speed of 320 kilometers per hour, or for you Americans, 198-ish miles per hour. Judging by the distance between the train and Zack, and taking into account that the family saw the train hit and actually reacted to Zack's death, we can say Zack used the claw to escape all within around 2.5 seconds, meaning Zack reacted to the train, brought out the claw, and grappled to safety all within a 2.5 second time frame. Now again, we do have to consider the inconsistencies that come with cartoons, especially children's cartoons, but yeah, Zack Saturday, speed of sound to low light speed level. Zack's use of the claw in this situation shows his true skill, his utility and critical thinking. The claw not only amplifies Zack's powers, but also functions as a staff, grappling hook, and a discount Spider-Man rod, and even as a shield, as Zack is seen commonly deflecting attacks and bodies and even debris. Though Zack is quite a competent fighter, his shortcomings would be that he has to control every cryptid in his army, meaning if one could remotely shake Zack's foundation, that his ranks would begin to fold. In hand-to-hand combat, Zack isn't defeating Superman or other power-enhanced characters, but nonetheless could lay siege to the world and wipe out humanity if he ever felt like it. Now, there's always the chance that someone could use the Flute of Gilgamesh. Wait, no, that got destroyed. So someone could use a recording of the Flute of Gilgamesh, but you'd specifically have to have acquired this recording from either Argos or the machine used on Argos and Zack, and you know, that's just not happening. So we'll just say Zack Saturday can take out the planet.